Hello everyone, and welcome back to Let's Play Timberborn with me, Alpha by Omega, and Soggy Logs. So it is day 4 of Cycle 18, and we will have a drought soon, in 2.9 days. We are still recovering from bad water, so I honestly welcome the drought. It will help us quickly replant is the right word. Replant our fields. It will help us with the receding bad water, and it will help us with clearing out some of the parts that we have previously planned to walk on, like the edges. Now, what we have done so far is, as a preparation for the drought, we have refilled all of our water tanks. We have the main reservoir almost finished, and we are doing relatively good on carrots, but we haven't been able to replenish that completely. Same with wood. We have no spare logs in the storage at this point, but you know, that is par for course. I mean, we are continuing with the construction of the reservoir, and we are continuing with the construction of the Soggy Tower. It is actually going very well. We are almost at the top level, and it's looking already really crazy, but I like it, you know. It is a thing of ingenious. I wonder what it's gonna work like when it's finished, how much energy we're gonna store in this gravity battery, and if we're gonna have enough energy to actually replenish it. Now remember, this is not all of it. Once we finish it, I'll have to build the what's it called, vertical shaft? I think it's called vertical shaft. Yes, vertical power shaft from the top to the bottom and connect it to the smelter so that we can use the windmill that's located on top of the tower. Now, I have also restarted the antidote production because we need to get a little bit more antidote. It seems like we are on full, but you know, some of the reserves that we had in the herbalist and so on are gone, so we need to replenish those. And I am also preparing to start working on this bad water source. What we need to happen though is this bad water needs to recede. So once the drought hit us and we'll see it receding, our beavers are gonna start working on it, because I don't want to see them trudging through the sludge. We had so many of them get sick from working in bad water that I really am reluctant to do any more. But then, you know, it's gonna be great because we'll have one zipline going here, one zipline going here. Eventually, later on, we're gonna have one zipline going here. And I was also considering that we might build another zipline station here once we have the access, and have like connection here and here, and then maybe along the area. Because it would be good if we could actually make something of these, you know. I know that they are mostly blockages for the bad water. But, you know, you could build some platforms around, you could do some stuff around here, have some storages there. We'll see, we'll see. So far, it is pretty good. So my plan is continuing. We will finish the tower, we will finish the reservoir, and then we will work on this. Hopefully this drought will allow us to get a little bit more food, a little bit more harvesting going on when it comes to these edges, and even restart our farms, because you know, these ones are looking good now, but still the edges are a little bit an issue. You can do one thing, which is you can actually just pull this one down and drop the water in here, which will, once the water mixes with the bad water here, and you lower the concentration of poisonous water, clear out the tiles. But because we like have no permanent source, they will eventually go back to being polluted. I tried it before, so that's one thing that we need to keep in mind. Anyway, let's continue and see what adventures this episode will bring to us. Day 7 of the 18th cycle, and the drought has started, and it is only 17 days. I can hardly believe it, because that is such a short drought. Weren't we at like 27 days last time? That's truly, truly amazing. I don't really even think that we'll have to do anything, like pump any water during this, because, you know, even with maximum amount of water consumed, I'm just gonna be fine. We're also doing really good on the amount of beavers right now. We have 64. One of them is young, 163 is adult, so we even have, you know, only 4 beavers. Not only 4 jobs actually have vacancies, and that is because we have them also working on pumping water. If we close this off, well, then we'll have a lot of beavers which will have no jobs. In the meantime, the construction of the reservoir is going well. You can see that, you know, we haven't just finished this part, which is why we cannot fill the main part of the reservoir. The tower is also being worked on, and because we have some of the bad water already receding, we will be soon starting our work on this area. So that's gonna be cool. I think we'll also see some bread baked at this point, because, you know, with such a short, limited drought, we are going to be doing really good. Oh yeah, and they have replanted already the edges. Nice. That's great. Amazing. So, yeah, the game has thrown us a bone. Let's just pick it up and bury it in the backyard. Day 17 of the 18th cycle, and we have about 6.5 days left on the drought, and it was super chill. There really isn't much that happened, so I really didn't record much at all. I didn't record at all, but you guys see that. That was a really weird segue. But anyway, as you can see, we have replanted everything over here. We have also replanted everything here. The wheat, or the middle part of the wheat, is actually drying out due to the receding water. But other than that, we are doing great. We have also finished the reservoir and the Soggy Tower. It is huge, isn't it? It also stores a lot of energy, like 28,000 units of energy. And what I did here is I actually demolished the windmill that was located down here, because we couldn't really have it here with the shaft going so close to it. So I wonder how this is gonna work. We're actually recharging it right now, because yeah, that's the point. I mean, it's night, nobody is working, but the wind is blowing, so we can store the energy that we used in the tower itself. Well, you can see we're getting some logs, we have some more food, things are looking good. So next up is going to be the next zipline station. Pretty chill so far. Yeah, really chill. Let's see what the future updates are gonna bring us. Day 1 of the 19th cycle, and the drought is over. Wet season is upon us, and we're doing amazing. I mean, look at how much water we have left, 2,500 units, and that was without the top level. We also have massive amounts of food, 145 loaves of bread, we have 1,727 carrots, and even 2 sunflower seeds. We have also storage full of material. The only thing that's actually missing are the logs, but many of the trees are gonna ripe soon, both here and here, so things are hopefully going to turn out fine soon. So in short, we have enough water, we have enough food, and everything is good. We're currently working on the siphon over here. It's already looking pretty good, but we'll still have to spend a ton of wood here. I'm trying to organize it in some logical manner that's gonna, you know, make it so that our beavers will not drink bad water while they're actually constructing it here. So that's complicating the stuff a little bit, but hey, you know, the zip lines are working. They are working and they are moving around, which is amazing. So let's hope the construction is gonna go well, and I'll see you with the next update. And these are really short, like we are really having a chill session so far. Not much to report on, but a recovery of... oh hell, look at all of these sunflowers. Yeah, just a recovery from the bad water and a chill drought so far. Pretty neat. Day 6 of the 19th cycle, and a badtide is coming, which is terrible. I guess previously we were really lucky. We had long stretches of time without any badtide, and this one, well, this one is gonna set us back again. Right when we were happy with where we are. I mean, you know, it means more crops will die, more trees will die. I'm not really afraid of water or starvation, but it's just gonna slow us so much. The construction is going relatively well. Unfortunately, you know, we're trudging through the sludge, so that seems to be inevitable, and it's not gonna get much better when the bad tide comes. But I guess there's really not much we can do. And if we were just getting this nice shade of blue, and now we will have the, you know, poisonous, awful, ugly, yeah, like vomit-inducing red again. Anyway, one more thing that I will mention before we jump forward again. We actually are losing a lot of energy here, like a massive amount. So I have decided that we will build another windmill here to hasten the recharge of our batteries and hopefully slow the decline, because otherwise we would drain it within a couple more days. So we'll build a little bit of a vertical power shaft here, then a platform, and on that platform a second windmill would be connected. If I'm getting this right, they can both recharge through this system, the battery, through the night, so hopefully that is going to be working good. I'm also considering what to do next. After we finish this sink, we need some kind of a project that we can do, because, you know, the next bad water source is all the way over here, so that would be a large walk again. I'm not entirely sure that's something that I want to do, but with the bad tide coming, we will not have a lot of wood for the next month or so, depending on how long it's gonna be. So I'm trying to figure out what we could do that would not be so wood consuming. I guess we'll have to see. I can't think of anything at this point, because our plans are clear, but you know, when you have like half of the plantations available, it is much harder to actually progress. Day 9 of the 19th cycle, and the bad tide has just started. I mean, we're doing good. We have full reservoir, full tanks. We have 2.2 thousand units of food. So the 16 days that the bad tide is gonna, you know, the duration of the 16 days that it's gonna be here is manageable. It's not gonna hurt us or threaten us in any way, but it is going to kill a lot of trees and limit our food production again. So it is a huge setback. Unfortunately, there's nothing we can do other than take it on the nose. So let's just do that. What I've done here is I actually decided, because you know the badtide is gonna poison all of the water and there's gonna be more and more sludge coming, so I built a little bit of an enclosure here for the zip line, so that the beavers that come from the main island can work here in peace, and they can work above the level and finish this nicely, so it's not gonna threaten them. And you know, small things, but I have a lot of beavers which are contaminated right now, and as I said, none of them should die, and we should limit the contamination if we can, because I really don't like these poor animals trudging around all sickly. Not nice. Anyway, as I was mentioning before, I believe I'm looking for another project that could help us, and I have two ideas. First one is that we will try to get to this bad water source and just block it as the next thing, which would require us, unfortunately, to trudge through all of this, and I'm not a fan. So we'll see. The second thing that I actually started to consider is we could maybe turn this entire farm into an aquatic farm. Now, what I mean is that, you know, that there are things like Where is it? Where is it? Water pump and watch water pump. But there's also one which is called. Is it this one? Mechanical fluid pump? Yes, mechanical fluid pump, which you put on something, and it looks like this. I don't think I can actually demonstrate too good. Alright, I could probably demonstrate like. No, I can't. Okay, let me just demonstrate like this. I'm gonna show you what it is so that you understand. So it looks like this, and actually it is much smaller. It's made to be built on a wall, and it has a source on one side and an outlet on the other, and whether it is bad water or water, you pump it from one side of whatever you put it on and dump it to the other. And because the pollution here is so small, we could relatively easily put it, for example, in this area and have it pump, if not completely clean water, then regular water into the newly made reservoir in here, and it could work through most of the times because it has a depth, I believe, of 5, which, you know, is more than enough for us to actually even reach. I could even build it somewhere like here, you know, on an edge, and just extend it and have it take water from the depths here. But you know, it would create a nice little water farm here, and we wouldn't have to worry about drought killing our wheat, because, you know, you can, I mean, at what point would we, you know, lose all of the water? The height of 5 is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, so it can reach all the way to this depth, which is, you know, so deep that you know, there's just no way we could ever see that. And if such an apocalyptic drought actually comes, we will welcome it, because it's gonna be the reaping of the beavers. So that was the second thing that I was considering. I mean, it would require certain reworking, and, you know, we would have to tear down the farm, build an aquatic farm, but, you know, the other infrastructure could stay, because we could plant the cattails and then turn them into flour, and then the cattail flour can be turned into cattail crackers, which is similar to bread but from an aquatic farm. So that's one thing that I'm considering as well. We'll see what I'm gonna decide. In the meantime, we're just gonna finish this, and while we're working on that, I'm gonna think about it. One last thing that I wanted to mention is that I have actually rebuilt the contemplation spots, which were located over here, but because of the previous bad tide, they've been submerged in bad water, and I do not want to have that. So they will be extended. Instead of 2, there will be 3 here now, and they will be located over here above the water line, so that our beavers can actually use them all the time. The happiness is not doing great, but that's because of the contamination. Once that goes away, we will be fine. So yeah, that's the current plan. I'll see you soon. Day 24 of the 19th cycle, and I'm depressed. I'm honestly depressed, because looking at all of this sludge for so much of my time is just depressing. Now this is what, second bad tide that we had in 3 cycles. It's just horrible. So much dead trees, plants, you know, our crops dying. It's just depressing, and wherever you look, it's just poison, 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 poison. So it weighs on you, man, when you're looking at this awful cover all the time. They really nailed it with that. You know, it really oozes death when you look at it. So, you know, that's that. I mean, we're doing great. We have still a lot of food. We have still a lot of water, so we don't have any problem. It's just that I hate this. I hate looking at this rustic color. It's bleh. Anyway, we are doing a lot of construction. I have actually decided against all the plans that I had before, and build an entirely different thing here. We are going to build a dynamite factory. So, actually, explosive factory. We are working on that right now. Because there is a narrow way here, I have built our first water wheel here, which will work most of the time. And I have also built bad water pump, which is necessary as a source of, or as a source material for the explosive factory. One thing that's actually interesting is that the explosives factory uses only bad water to create dynamite, but to build dynamite you have different requirements. So you can either build one of dynamite which you put somewhere and it blows up a single tile. That costs only dynamite. But if you want to do a double dynamite which would blow up 2 levels, you need to have an extract, and if you want to do the same thing but with 3 levels, you need 2 extracts. Extracts are created from bad water, but it is a little bit more complicated because you need, no, it's not a refinery, it is it's underwater. Oh yeah, it's a centrifuge here, which uses a tiny little piece of wood and a bunch of bad water, and it creates extract. But I don't like to build this unless I have to, because it's a super expensive building, and I do not see a problem with blowing stuff continuously, because it doesn't make the blowing up cheaper, it just makes it... Oh, actually it does. It's just 1 dynamite and extract. Huh, interesting. I thought that it was 2 and 3. But we can just, save ourselves the hassle and place the dynamites 1 level at a time. So this is actually what I'm considering. I would like to build, I think this or this would be a good place where we blow up the edge of the map and build triple floodgates here, like this. And we will basically block the water from going out during the good time and get rid of it during the bad time. The reason for that is that if we want to reach areas like these, or if we ever want to build a proper channel here, we will need to have our beavers work in the sludge, and I would like them to not have to do that. So, letting the bad water drain, but then blocking it out when the good water comes in is an ideal solution, at least according to me. We're also reworking the 3rd island. As you can see, I already built a zipline pylon here. Next one is going to be located somewhere around here. Sure, I placed it already here. I wasn't sure if I left it there. So this is gonna be the connection. But again, to get there, the beavers have to actually cross all of this, which I'm not willing to do right now. However, once we finish it, I'm gonna build the next station over here, and we're gonna build another bad water sink off the map here. So that is the plan. I would also like to do something with this this area. I've created a sort of a channel here to get rid of the bad water and not have it spill over everything here. So the construction here will have to be reworked a little bit, but that's gonna take some time, because we have 196 logs, but we are using them to finish the factory here and close it off. Plus we need a little bit of storage here for dynamite. Yeah, that's what we are working on as a priority. This is not priority, and this is not a priority at all. So yeah, other than that, can't wait. Actually, the good water is coming now, so we'll have a wet season again. Good on us. Good on us. Good on us. Day 9 of the 20th cycle. The wet season has came and went, and we were just hit by another bad tide. This one will take 12 days, but I just, man, so much sludge. We didn't even clear out the water a little bit. It's just, one after another. So what is this? 3rd bad tide in 4 seasons? That's crazy, man. I'm starting to feel also the pressure on food piling up. We're down to 1551 carrots. Water is good, but food is starting to suffer because we just cannot utilize the farms. We are also doing pretty poorly on the trees because, you know, they're all polluted and dying, so it's not great. The good news is that we are actually building the corridor here to protect a little bit of this farming area for ourselves, and we are also working on getting the bad water out of the map. So I've had the beavers plant here 3 dynamites to show you how it works. Basically, you have them on the tiles, and then you could detonate and they will blow up. And also the adjacent dynamites are going to blow up, so you can have like a massive detonations if you plan it or do some artistic things with it. But for me, it is just about getting rid of the bad water now. So let's detonate them and create a gate here that's gonna, yeah, oh, look at that. We are draining the sludge of the map. We'll, however, need to continue extending this because I don't believe this is gonna be enough, but we might soon see at least a partial retraction of water from the area. Yeah, hopefully this is not gonna be all spilling over, but the water is gonna go here. It would be great if that was the case. Anyway, this is gonna be a priority for us, and the zip line is gonna come next. I have already planted the wooden stairs here, but I would like for the beavers to actually come in here only after we have actually made a significant hole here so that the bad water can drain and it will not overspill on the edges of the map. So that's the plan. That is the plan. Day 20 of the 20th cycle, and we are less than a day away from the end of the bad tide. And I'll be honest, I am so tired of bad tide. So let me just get some water in here so that, you know, our fields do not go dry. Anyway, you can see, you know, it's just everywhere. It's just everywhere. And interestingly, we haven't been able to drain enough water away from here. I have actually blown up a significant hole here, and we are working on building sluices, and on top of them the triple floodgate, which should block it throughout the good wet season. Then I'm going to move the platforms behind here, and we're gonna blow up the portions here so that, you know, we have the maximum throughput. I was also thinking that while we're at it, there is definitely going to be a huge space here for, or a huge potential for water wheels, because there is a big push on the water. So once this is finished, we might actually start generating power here. But despite all that we have done, and despite there being an, you know, 3 times 3 tiles, so 9 tiles hole in here, we're not really draining the bad sea. I was really hoping that the bad water would start receding, but it doesn't. Now, the fact is, this is awful, but every single source that we will block from now on is going to make even a bigger dent in the system, because that's gonna reduce the amount of bad water that's coming to the map. Now, remember that there is a massive source over here, which is why I'm leveling this stuff as I am, because I would like to then build a corridor from here directly to this area with a couple of floodgates, so we don't actually have to channel the water out, but they can spill back into the water of the sea if it's a clear water. So that is something that we are planning to do, but I'm not, you know, looking at this, I don't know how big I would have to make it. So still, I'm gonna finalize this plan and we're gonna reevaluate if it makes any sense. We'll have to probably remove 1 or more sources before we can see any kind of regulation from our side working. Oh God. Get the antidote. Get the antidote. Get the antidote. Well, so that's that. I also wanted to mention that our project to... Actually, did I... Oh snap, I forgot to close this. Yeah, it's flooding the entire village. Oh, that's awesome. Just stop it. The water's gonna go away. It's fine. Well, what I wanted to mention is that we have almost finished this corridor, but it has failed miserably, because if I look the other part up, you will see what's gonna happen relatively quickly. And boom, it just spills everywhere. So even this thing has failed us. So what I'll need to do is probably extend this to the left. So building another floodgate over here and have the wall go like this, so that there are 2 tiles in between the source and the sea, so that we do not get constant spillage, because this is just awful. And I'm really praying that we are gonna get drought next, because, you know, I really couldn't deal with another bad tide. It's just so depressing. It gets to me, man. It's just, look at the sludge everywhere, the massive pollution, sick beavers, you know, it's crazy. I really wish there were no more bad tides in our near future. That would be amazing. That would be amazing. But if there is, well, what can we do? That would be a 4th bad tide in 5 seasons. Amazing. Amazing. So anyway, I'm gonna end the episode here. We have done a good job. We're extending the zipline station. We have unfortunately failed to capitalize on the potential over here, and we have finished a new, well, basically a home for some of our beavers who are working in the bad water pump, in the zipline station, and in the explosives factory. We are still storing more dynamite, but I'm not gonna use it much now. We need to just finish the floodgates, and then we're gonna play with, you know, the crossing, so that we can get maximum throughput. But again, that's for another day. Right now, I am declaring this episode finished. I didn't enjoy it as much as you guys probably did, because really the bad tides just slow everything to a halt. You cannot build properly, you are bleeding food as we are bleeding, you are just looking at this awful color all day long, so I do not really like it. Yeah, it's just an episode from hell. But still, we are making progress. We are building the zipline station, we have finished the explosive factory, and we've actually even made a hole into the wall of our map. But it's not enough. 9 times 9, well, 3 times 3 equals 9 tiles is not enough. So hopefully we're gonna get a little bit more once we demolish these, and once we block this source, and probably the other ones, or once we actually have a proper drought, we might actually see a huge effect of this on the bad sea. So I'm interested in seeing that. We'll hopefully get it soon, within the next couple of days, preferably. So yeah, that's all for us for now, and I'll see you next time with some more Timberborn with me, Alpha Omega, and Soggy Logs.